Hello there, World of Metal, and thanks for having me on your show. I'm JB from Man Machine Industry. You were asking about the new album ESCHATON II Judgment Day as a follow-up to the last year's ESCHATON I Reckoning Day. Well, it goes in the long of the same style, of course, both in visual artwork and style of music. The idea was to write a trilogy of albums with the theme End of the World within different scenarios. And you have, like, on the first one, I was into looking into religious history and the history about the end of the world. For example, the Egyptian take on the end of the world. What did they think was gonna happen? But also, I imagined what will the future bring to us? How will the world end in the future, you think? So that's the theme of the whole trilogy, the end of the world in different scenarios. Why did I make 3 EPs instead of a whole album? Well, I wrote the whole trilogy during the pandemic, during the lockdown, and I was sitting here in the studio like all the time, and I came up with a bunch of songs, maybe 20 songs that I thought was really awesome, and I didn't want to skip any one of them. So I took it to the label, to the record label, and asked them if they were interested in releasing 3 EPs instead, or short albums, because they are between 25-30 minutes each. And they thought it was a cool idea, and with that theme overall. And the idea is when all 3 albums are out, you should be able to listen to them in one go to get the whole idea of it. Also, the artwork is going together, as well as the sound and style of music. Also, when you buy the CD, I told the record label, I asked the record label if when you buy the CD, maybe we can pack some extra merchandise into that one as well. So when you order the CD, you get a patch, a pin, and a signed photo. So on this new one, Judgment Day, ESCHATON II Judgment Day, you get a beer coaster like this one. And you get a pin, another pin, and also another photo as well. And on the next one, you'll get some other merchandise. Well, Man Machine Industry it's my solo project. I love to sit here in the studio writing and composing music, and building the layers of everything from drums and guitars, especially guitars. I love playing guitar, and vocals, and coming up with themes and lyrics. And so I never thought of Man Machine Industry like a band in that way. I got live musicians that have played with me for like almost going on 10 years now. So they're good friends of mine, and they like what I do and what I come up with. They got my back. I have a few friends. Erik Mardenson is a great producer here in Sweden. I often check with him if he got some ideas for some vocal melodies and stuff like that. But I mean, for me, my music is supposed to come from my heart, especially Man Machine Industry, and this is the easiest way to do that, I think. I mean, I'm a drummer from the beginning. I started playing guitars later on, but started writing songs, learned how to play bass, learned how to sing. So I do everything myself on the albums. And I got some guests, some cool guests here and there. I've been working with Mr. Dave Hill from Demon. He sang a duet on the the first album in the trilogy, and on this one you have David White from Bay Area thrashers Heathen, and that's a really cool thing. I can invite guests and take part of each album. Actually, it's real fun. Yeah, I produce and write everything, mixing as well. Like I said, I got my friend Erik Mortensen, who's the lead singer of Eclipse. He's also one of Sweden's most popular rock producers right now. And I get some help from him when I get stuck. Sometimes I get stuck on vocal melodies, or Eric, I can't get this mix right. What do you think? And he'll send me some input on how to do it better. But the guys in the band says their stuff as well. If they have something they want to say, they'll say it, and I'll think about it. And sometimes I act on it, and sometimes no, I don't think so. Yeah, like I mentioned, I got some guests on each album of this trilogy. I actually met Dave Hill from Demon we played a festival together, and I met Dave Hill backstage, and I finally gathered he's an idol of mine. I mean, I love the first Demon albums. Even the newer ones are awesome, I think. So I gathered some courage to walk up to him and ask him about the new wave of heavy metal movement back in the days. And we started chatting, and he was real great. He just kept on talking, and I listened. Just stood there having a beer. And later on, when I started working on the first album, ESCHATON I, I thought of him doing a guest appearance, and I my record label contacted their management, and he listened to the song and he thought it was great, so just thumbs up, let's give it a go. And it turned out really awesome. I still have to pinch myself when I hear his voice together with mine singing that song, Information Overload. And then when I worked on the follow-up, ESCHATON II, Judgment Day, it was actually the same thing. I met Heathen while playing the same festival as Heathen did. But just a quick, I mean, they were sitting down and having something to eat, and I just walked up to them. I think you guys are great. I'm really looking forward to seeing your show tonight. I've been a fan since the late 80s, and I'm really looking forward to your show. And the funny thing, the Heathen guys came out and saw our show as well, and they thought it was killer. So that was really warmed my heart. Later on, when I was working on the album, I thought, would it be cool to have a Bay Area legend on the album? And I contacted Cragen of Heathen, the guitarist, and he hooked me up with David White. He got 3 songs to choose from, and he chose R.I.P. from the new album. And it was the same thing there. Just wow. Mr. David White and Dave Hill on the albums. Fucking awesome. Yeah, of course. We're playing a bunch of songs live from the albums. We always try to keep the set list up to date, not just only play old songs. But of course, it's a bit hard playing those songs that there are guests on. But we do play Information Overload with Dave Hill from Demon. But I do his vocals, of course. But we tried out R.I.P., which is a song that David White from Heathen sings with me on. But it was a bit too complicated because there's a lot of riffing going on, and his vocal style doesn't fit my style of singing. He sings way better than me, so it was a bit too hard. We tried it, but we do play Where Angels Die from that album, and hopefully we can add some more songs. We have a few shows coming up here in Sweden, but what we're looking into right now is maybe to do a European tour, maybe as a support for some cool band. We're looking into that, and hopefully we'll do some festivals as well in the summertime. First of all, I have to finish up the third part. I'm actually in the studio right now. I tracked drums for 2 songs yesterday. So the third and final album in the trilogy, ESCHATON I, will be out hopefully spring 2024. And it'll, of course, like the others, be on vinyl and CD as well. That's what's going on right now. And thanks for having me. It's been great talking to you and telling you all about it. Check out Man Machine Industry on the interwebs, and see you on the road. Rock on.